Before we get into this episode of Pope Explains, I wanted to briefly go into something that's going on with Macabre Masters. You might have noticed that there are a lot of videos that haven't been released by us that we did as audio podcast. Well, that's because those videos were actually released at Skillshare. Actually, I'm kidding. Skillshare is a total scam. I don't know if any of you have ever signed up for it. It totally is. The reason is because we've still been figuring out the tech aspect of running this enterprise, and we lost a lot of assets due to unfortunate circumstances. So, we discussed it, and we're pulling a reset. The next video that you see will be Local 58, which Nick is working on as we speak. With all of that said, let's get into this episode of Pope Explains. Pope here, and today I'm going to help you contact your dead goldfish. No, it didn't run away. It's a fucking fish. It's dead, and your parents killed it with love. Negligent love. Today we're going to be talking about Ouija boards, which are ostensibly toys. I want to preface this conversation by saying that I personally know people that have had interesting experiences with these toys, but I have never used one myself because Pope is a straight up weenie. Honestly though, Ouija boards are amazing. Long thought to be a tool to contact those who have moved to the hereafter, it honestly started out as, I don't want to call it a joke, but definitely not something meant to be a true occult tool. The Ouija board, also known as a spirit or talking board, stems from an idea that dates way before Elijah Bond got the idea to commercialize it, circa 1890. I found references to China and talking boards that were used for necromancy. And think about it, summoning a spirit back from the grave, even for a short time, would count as necromancy. If you need proof, just look at what Yennefer did to poor Craven. Got her blacklisted in Skellige. Joke's on her though, I romanced Triss. After Elijah Bond patented the idea, it was more fully developed by a guy named William Fuld. It shouldn't really need saying that these people were not occultists. They were toy manufacturers. Many people take Ouija very seriously, and it's not my job to judge, but it's seriously sold at Walmart next to Monopoly. With that said, I still refuse to risk it. Your boy Pope has two beliefs in this world. Yennefer is a terrible excuse for a human being, and the dead should stay dead. Do Ouija boards work? From a rationalist standpoint, the answer is no. The movement of the planchette, which is the oversized guitar pick looking thing that you move around with your hand, is dictated by involuntary movement, or micro movement of the muscles. A fun and decidedly less risky way to test these movements is to put something heavy on a string, a crystal or a key or something. Ask it a question and hold it out in front of you. Clockwise means yes, counterclockwise means no. The crystal will start spinning and it will be correct. The reason is because of micro twitches in your fingers. There have been studies on this, but the one that made the biggest impression on me was actually Penn and Teller, who put a bunch of true believers in a room with a board, and then they cut the lights, and turned the board upside down. The planchette behaved as if it was right side up. Presumably, an ethereal being would know the difference. But I can't judge too hard, because, to be honest with you, the first few episodes of Macabre Masters, I couldn't tell the difference between gain and volume. Great episodes, but I sound like I'm broadcasting from a tin can. For shame, me. I did go to audio school after all. With all of that said, I know people that devoutly believe that it works. As always, I'm not here to debate the veracity, just give facts. Just, if you ever come over to Casa del Pope, please bring a deck of cards. Do you believe in Ouija? Have you ever summoned the dead? Are you a necromancer? Tell me in the comments, or I'll summon your dead grandma to tell me a bunch of embarrassing stories about you as a kid. Until next time.